and here we are with another episode of BLESS TV. We are back on the virtual world. It's been a while, we've missed you guys, but thank you for hanging on patiently. For those who have not joined in before, for those who do not know us, we are BLESS Society. We started on Brighton and Sussex campuses a few years back. We're a society that's funded by Emmanuel Church, and our purpose is to get together, speak about relevant topics, eat some food, and make some friends. It is a good time. But since the pandemic, we decided, hey, let's come back on here and do it virtually. So you guys get to join in this way too. Fun times. So what can we expect in today's episode, Christina?
Yeah, so we've got this lovely Joe with us, as you can see. He's going to be talking to us about isolation blues. Apparently he's had 3 isolations, so I just want to dive into that, hear what he's got to say. And then we've got our spotlight question. You guys know, like Jess was saying, we usually would meet, have food together, but we want you to enjoy food on us. So we're going to ask a question, and the first person to answer wins some Dominoes on us. So really nice feeling. We're going to eat some disgusting food, and then Arnold is going to answer a question for us just about faith and Christianity, so that's going to be really interesting, so I'd really stay tuned for that as well.
Lovely. Okay, well guys, I think we should just get right into it. Joe, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.
Joe, why don't you tell us a bit more about yourself? Why are you here? What do you do? What do we need to know about you?
I don't know what you need to know about me, but I'll give you some stuff anyway. Yeah, I'm called Joe. I am 20. My birthday was like a week and a bit ago, so it's very recently. I study media production at Sussex, and I'm currently in halls in Brighton, having just come out of a 3rd time of isolation in a few months.
Oh, bro, that's so.
Happy belated birthday! I'm loving the guitars in the background. I can tell you're very musical. What else do you play? Do you play anything else?
Not really. Well, they're not all technically guitars. There's a mandolin, which is this one here, and there's a banjo.
A mandolin. Ooh. Well, nice. Well, thank you. Anyways, it's been so good. I'm really interested about this whole, through isolations things. I know that you came to Brighton as a student, so you're in 1st year, right? So you're thinking, man, university, fun times. Tell us, what's that experience been like? What's lockdown and COVID done for that kind of experience?
Well, I mean, I wasn't completely naive going in. I kind of realized that it wouldn't be a normal experience of uni. Yeah. But I was like, hey, I mean, I love my parents. I love where I'm from. Take me home to Wales for Christmas. Brighton's kind of where it's at. It's where my friends are.
Brighton's where it's at. Yeah.
So I decided to come down anyway, and I hadn't really reckoned on having to stay in my room so much.
Yeah.
But this is how it's turned out. This is how life is now.
You know what? It's looking pretty tidy. Did you tidy up for BLESS? Was it already?
Yeah.
What I've done is I've conveniently hidden the floor robe just underneath the end of the bed.
Yeah, we got you.
Desk.
Wow, good job, Joe. Well, Joe, whilst we're here and whilst we are chatting to you, like we say, it would not be a BLESS TV episode without food in the middle of it. Like we said, stay tuned for a spotlight prize later, because you get an opportunity to win Dominoes on us, which is very exciting. But for the joy of us, we have been given some chocolate goodies. And in these chocolate bakes that we all have, it's going to be a chocolate roulette. So some of them are going to be lovely, some of them are going to not be so lovely and are filled with some really gross things. So whilst we continue this interview, I guess let's get started on the first chocolate, guys. Are you ready? I think I'm going to go for the smallish one here. Okay, should we do it at the same time? 3, 2,
I'm trying to pick it out.
Go.
Oh,
this is nice.
Wow. Oh, mine just
nice.
It's very, I don't know.
I think it's cake.
Joe, yours is not so good. What's in yours?
I have no idea. I don't want to stop and think about it.
Mine is yummy.
It's so good.
It's supposed to be nice.
It looks like a cake.
There was too much, I don't know, like don't know what it was. It was like kind of jelly-y.
Okay.
What a nice mouthful. Come on, Lauren.
Wow.
You need to
Okay, well, Lauren, yeah, shout out to you for baking these lovely goods. Thank you. That was really yummy. Sorry for you, Joe. But yes, whilst we continue on with the interview, Joe, you've been in lockdown for a long time, bro. Sauce about that, but I'm glad that you're safe and well. I guess you've had an opportunity to get some hobbies in there. Have you picked up any new hobbies, any new activities or tasks you've obtained in this lockdown period?
Not really. I'm kind of
Fair enough.
many fleeting hobbies. But I have had a lot of time to indulge the ones I already have. So I've been a lot more gaming than I used to, and I've been playing a lot more of my delightful instruments than I would normally have done. And I've even had the occasion to read a bit more.
Nice.
I watch a lot more films.
Didn't you have like didn't you get like a new instrument thing? What was it?
Thank you for remembering. My dad sent me this in the post for isolation. I only got it today.
Show us! Oh my gosh. What is this, Joe?
It's called the practice. Well, so this bit's called the chanter, and this whole thing together is called the practice chanter. It's the melody bit of a bagpipe. I don't know why my dad wants me to become a bagpipe player. But I've only got this today, so at the moment it sounds kind of like a kind of. It needs work. I'm not a win.
Bro, that is so epic. Love it.
Well, before we move on to the next bit, shall we take another?
Yeah, go on then. Here we go.
Okay.
Right, I'm ready. Oh,
I don't think I want to eat that.
Right?
I
They've
don't
got
think I
like
wanna eat
lovely
it 'cause I can
stars.
Don't peek.
Oh, okay, ready? Let's go.
It was raspberry. It was fine.
Oh no, it's bad
I'm
again.
loving this, guys. This is fantastic.
I got a
This is
nice
my favourite
one.
one.
I'm going to a bin. Oh wait, hang on.
This is
Ah,
my favourite one.
Solid Joe, what is that in your mouth?
I think it was seafoody. Oh gosh, I don't like seafood.
You literally said that you hate fish, and that's what you got.
Oh my gosh.
Well, there's no way to sugarcoat the fact that obviously lockdown sucks, no matter how we try to make it positive, get new hobbies or whatever. When you say you're a Christian, that means you know Jesus and have a relationship with him. How would you say this has impacted you in the difficult times, and what difference has it made for you?
It's taught me something, and I've got a spiel.
Tell us the spiel. I love a good spiel.
Right. It's taught me a lot about like the world and materialism and that kind of thing. So I'm stealing an analogy from a totally different context. But imagine a box. You're in a box and it entertains you perfectly. And outside of the box is all the the suffering of life and normal life. And you can remove yourself and put yourself in this box of perfect entertainment and never suffer any of that. Would you take the deal? And my isolation has kind of been, apart from the kitchen, it's basically been stuck in this box, which is my room. And in this room, I have everything that I could ever want to entertain myself. I have a nice computer, I have an Xbox, I have lots of instruments in the corner, I have books on the shelf if I ever got the mood to read books. I've got everything I've got a lovely bed that I sleep in far too much.
Yeah.
Could want to entertain myself with.
Yeah.
But what you realize stuck in a box with everything you want to entertain yourself with is it's not really enough. It doesn't do it for me. You're inside the box and you look outside the window and you keep thinking outside of the box. And I guess I kind of think the world is a bit like this kind of box. All we see is material stuff and ways to entertain ourselves and things like that. But I find for me, I walk around the world and it's just like this room for me. It's a box. And whenever I see that world, I want to think outside of it. And for me, that's where Jesus comes in. And so Jesus has really been a bit of relief from here, the box.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Well, that's really
Yeah.
like challenged me in the way that I'm just thinking about being in this house and
Mm. Yeah, definitely. Man, thanks for sharing. I'm sure that's definitely one that's got people thinking at home as well. But we're gonna wrap this interview up here. So thanks for coming through. But before you leave us,
You're welcome.
I think we should eat one more chocolate.
Do we have
And
to?
whilst we do that, why don't you share some top tips, final tips that you would give to people in isolation times?
Okay, I'm going to put off the eating bit by giving my advice, which is I don't know. So I'm a bit of an introverted kind of person. I tend to speak when spoken to, but I found the way to get outside of the box is to socialize with people. And unfortunately, in this day and age, it's much better to organize it. Sometimes that lands on people to organize meeting people for you, but make
I think
deliberate
that's just
time.
struggling. No, wait, what?
You're right, Jess.
I'm sorry, I don't know what I just ate, but it was minging.
I feel that. Make a deliberate time to meet with people. A great way of doing this is small groups.
Oh, what's a small group,
A
Joe?
small group is basically what it says on the tin. It's a small group of people, and we meet every week. And well, my small group plays games. It's called Go Fish for Jesus. And it's just a great way of hanging out with people for a couple hours mine's on a Friday evening, just to hang out with real humans for a bit, even if it's digitally.
Yeah.
I just noticed that my chocolate was spicy. Like, why would you do that?
There's like spicy Skittles nowadays. You've ever had those?
I mean, I still liked it, but it's just so random. But
I
yeah,
don't know if I trust any of these anymore.
I've had 3 good ones, so I ain't
Okay.
mad.
Not too
Fair
bad,
enough.
and I don't trust this plate.
Well,
Oh goodness!
Well,
gracious.
thank you so much,
clearly Joe was
Joe.
the bad one.
Can't all be that.
You gave some great tips. Glad to hear that you've been doing well, that your box is, you've got a nice box, so I'm grateful for that.
Damn it! Why?
But I like that you've challenged us to think that there is more out of this. Not just our rooms, but this world, this life. And so I really hope when Arnold speaks to us, it kind of makes us think like, oh, what else is out there? But guys, we'll move on to the next part of our segment. And this is where we're going to ask you the spotlight question. Now, the first person, I know, the first person to answer correctly in the chat, you win free Dominoes on us. We just want you to enjoy food on us. We're carrying on the spirit of Bless, which is hanging out, having food, etc. So the question is, and I'm going to do it in 3 seconds, so get ready to type in the chat. What is the chemical symbol of sodium?
What is it, guys?
Yeah. And we're
What
going to
is
be
it?
looking in the chat to see who the first person is to answer correctly, and we will be in touch. Yeah.
What in the West?
So now we're going to have Arnold. So Arnold's going to come and just speak to us and give us some answers to a few questions for the Christian faith. So over to you, Arnold.
All right, hello everyone. I am here. It is so good that Bless is still going on, even in the midst of lockdown. Now, while all of that is really good, you know what? I'm actually just really happy that Classic Abe isn't here, because he would have given me a fly kick if I don't finish in 5 minutes. But I do know that my wife is somewhere here, and she is definitely gonna
I'm gonna fly kick in your place, Eve.
backhand my life if I definitely go over time. So I'm going to try my best to answer this question for you. The question is, why doesn't God just reveal himself? Why is God so hidden? Now you can ask that from 2 perspectives, right? Why doesn't God just show himself in the sky? Literally, why doesn't he put all of the constellations, all of the stars into a constellation that writes, I am God? Why doesn't he just show himself if God is real? The second question is, why is God so hidden in the midst of my suffering? We suffer as a people. Where is God? He hasn't helped me. Now I'm going to try and answer both of them for you in the short time that I have. Bear with me. I guess with the first question, where is God? Why, if God is real, why hasn't he shown himself? Well, I think that God actually has. I think he has shown himself quite clearly, and there's 2 ways in which that he has done that. First is historically. I believe that God has shown himself through Jesus. Now, the Bible is not the only piece of text that talks about a man called Jesus. In fact, if you read the writings of somebody called Josephus, Tacitus, Pliny the Younger, we've got Jewish, Roman, Greek, pagan historians that talk about this person that existed, that was that had a huge influence on the people around him. He died on the cross by somebody called Pontius Pilate, and his followers went around believing that he rose from the dead, and they acknowledged him as God. This is stuff that is said outside of the Bible. So God, if the story of Jesus, the story that the Bible depicts of Jesus is true, then God has clearly shown himself. I mean, through the works of Jesus, but most importantly, through rising from the dead and the implications of that, which is what I'm going to get onto a little bit later. Now, also, I think even day to day, God has revealed himself. When we look out into the world and into the universe and the complexity and beauty of it, we can question, is there a God? Now, I know that it's a bigger argument, a bigger debate on whether or not we actually need God to appreciate the universe. But I'm just saying that it could bring about the question, is there a God? Secondly, I think when we assume an objective morality, that things are good and evil, when we assume that people have value, that value can only come from something bigger. What if I tell you that you are not valuable and somebody tells you that you are valuable? We need to have a basis in which we can understand whether someone is valuable. We need to have a basis for us to be able to understand whether something is good or evil. And if we acknowledge objectivity in these things, purpose, morality, meaning, and value, then we have to acknowledge a God as well. Now, the second question is, where was God in the midst of our suffering? Now, there's one section in the Bible, and it says this: be watchful, be sober-minded. The devil prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Resist him firm in your faith, knowing that the same kind of suffering is being experienced by your brotherhood around the world. Now, that's a lot of language that you might not fully get what it means. So I'll just try to summarize. Ultimately, what it's saying is, be aware that suffering will come to everybody, and also acknowledge that everyone goes through suffering. Ultimately, the Bible is not shy when it comes to acknowledging that suffering exists for everybody. We don't live in this world of bliss, I think that what the Bible is actually saying is that God is with us in the midst of that suffering. Throughout all of that, there's so many promises of God being with us in the midst of that suffering. He can actually be there for those that acknowledge him. He says that he's he says he's a father to the fatherless, and he's a husband to the widow. He says, come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. So God is there. And even if you don't see it now, when you look retrospectively, you'll see how clearly he is. So many people, including myself, can attest to the fact that God is there in the midst of suffering. I really hope that was helpful to you. And I don't know how well or how badly I've done when it comes to timing, but I'm going to hand it over straight back to Christina, and they will take you through the rest of this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Arnold. That was really thought-provoking. So thank you for sharing. Guys, we're just going to try one more chocolate, and I really hope that is really good. You guys ready?
I'm ready. I was like, okay, I've got so many nice ones, this isn't fair. I actually found some mayo and some ketchup, and I'm going to add it to my treat to make it not so good. Because, Joe, you've got a lot of bad ones. I'm really sorry about that. That was definitely not that.
I'm not doing that. I'm not taking anything for the team. I'm going to enjoy the good that I have.
All right, let me get this ready. Why don't we eat this one last one?
The one I do. You can choose which one I eat. Tell me to stop.
Stop now.
Okay, so that.
Yeah, go for that one. Okay, I've got my mayo. I've got my ketchup.
I don't trust this plate anymore.
Okay, I'm ready. We're deaf-fed.
I mean, the thing is this is supposed to be nice because it's another raspberry, but I think the raspberry is rotten.
Oh.
So I still ate it. Yeah, Jess. So we hang out as a community every week together, and we're gonna have church on Sunday at 6 p.m. We'll meet at Zoom. We'll watch the sermon together, hang out, and then be in hangout groups and just chat and chill. So if you're interested in getting involved and hang out with us and other students and making friends, especially if you haven't had that chance to kind of like make friends, and you're more than welcome. And you can find out more information at weareemmanuel.com/students. Yeah, love to hear from you guys.
And also, just to say on that, whether you are a Christian, whether you're not, whether you're just exploring faith, whether you just want to hang with us, genuinely, anybody who is watching this is so welcome to come and join us. Whoever you are, whatever you're going through, whatever you believe, genuinely, we just want to get together and make some friends. So like Chris said, we meet together on Sundays. We would love to have you join in with us. Lots of fun games, lots of social time. Yeah, it's a great time. But also, if what Arnold was talking about really resonated with you, maybe you were listening to what he was saying and you were thinking, do you know what, this is actually bringing up more questions for me. What we would really recommend is our Alpha course. And Alpha is a course where basically we get together on Zoom as well once a week, and we go through the different topics and questions of the Christian faith. So these kind of things that Arnold is bringing up, that is also brought up in our Alpha series as well. We watch a video together, it explains different parts of the Christian faith. We get to go in breakout rooms, ask our questions, dive in deeper, and genuinely, no questions are barred. So come through, ask your juicy questions. We're here for them, we accept them. It is great times. So if you want to find out more, go to weareemmanuel.com/alpha, and we would love to see you there. But guys, that is it for our episode of Bless TV. We hope you have enjoyed. I have not enjoyed my treats. I enjoyed some, not all of them. Joe, thank you again for coming on and joining us. And guys, until next time, see you later. Bye everybody.
Bye.